religious studies and Islamic studies. Dr. Fatima has presented many papers at various seminars and conferences at national and international levels, as well as published articles and journals, proceedings, and other publications. She's going to be given the floor to present on whatever she likes, and helping us to appreciate the legacy that Professor Malik has left behind. So if we can welcome Dr. Fatima, inshallah.
Barakallahu feekum, Dr. Hanan, thank you very much. Very happy to see your face. Inshallah, hope to see you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I would like to express my gratitude to Iamp for organizing this very successful conference. And also I must thank Dr. Badri'S, Dr. Habib, Dr. Hanan, Dr. Diana, and Dr. Amy and the team for organizing this conference. May Allah bless you all, inshallah. MashaAllah, Professor Malik, I hope I do not cry tonight. It's very difficult to control, though I was trying to learn the technique of self-control from Allah Yarham. But at time in occasion like this, it's really very hard not to control. But that has been a year now. Inshallah, I got the strength not to actually to cry. Yeah. MashaAllah, Professor Malik, surrounded by great scholars, great students, amazing figures in Islamic psychology, who I believe that will make this Islamic psychology flourish and successful. And congratulations for your excellent presentation, all of you, mashallah, very excellent presentation from Dr. Badri'S, from his wife, from everyone, mashallah, mashallah. I think there is a lot of barakah in this conference, and this is due to your sincerity, due to your love of Professor Malik Badri, Allah Yarham. So Allah send his rahmah in the form of to make presentation successful. Alhamdulillah. Professor Malik Badri, by the grace of Allah, well known with a beautiful set of character traits. This is well known to many. And I have seen this, I witnessed this in his relation. In fact, I would say that 90% of a story about Professor Malik or his contribution, particularly intellectual jihad, his spiritual jihad, and his personality, his teaching, his approach with people, his relationship with people, all has been said. And only 10% less for me left, but I try to share. Maybe I just need to give stories that you do not know, few stories, which is very interesting in describing his personality, which I consider, because I like this field of emotional and spiritual intelligence, and I noticed his emotional and spiritual intelligence a lot, particularly in relation to the way he handled himself, the way he handles his relationship with his students, with his friends, everyone, even people who considered as Darwish. He has very, very close relationship. I remember because I promised to give you stories, which maybe not many people know. So when he deal with people who are like Darwish, it's very difficult to translate Darwish here, but people who are not having high position, but it becomes like, you know, as if he is his close friend. In spite of his busy schedule, he had time to have to entertain these people. He will go with them because this guy will come to him with this car, by car, and then say, I will drive you to Roti Tarik and Roti Canai. Though actually he did not like Roti Tarik much, but because of what do you say, to show his love and mercy to people who are like that. So he will go almost every 2 days also, you know, to go to drink. Of course, I go with them to get also, and then until I put on weight because of taking so much tea tarik and roti canai. Yeah. So this is one of the things that I ask myself, Subhanallah. I all the time I said to him, MashaAllah, you have a lot of reward from Allah because of this kind of relationship with people. I mean, I don't think many people are able to do that. I mean, to entertain people of that kind. Yeah. When I give you another example, when he when he was in Istanbul, we were together in Istanbul. Students over there, they were, of course, majority of them were very secular. But he was successfully attract the attention of the psychology students, not only from the Zaim University, the place we used to teach, but the place outside, the place in Istanbul, for example, University of Istanbul, known as a very secular university, particularly Faculty of Psychology. You know what happened? This one lecturer in psychology, I mean, he's very secular. He told his student, the whole class, he said, you just go and visit this guy, this man, his name is Professor Malik Badri. Just go and see him and don't say anything, just look at his face and then come tell me, how do you feel? It is really strange. So because they don't speak English much. So I saw them, a group of them came to the room. They just came and then they met Professor Malik and then they say, how are you? Salam alaikum. Only few words in English. That's all. And they come and they left. They love him so much. And other students from other university came to our university in order to sit in his class. So this kind of personality is really a gift that this is by the grace of Allah, mashallah. Professor Malik has this, yeah. So the way he deal with friends, with students, with everyone, even people who do not speak English, he tried to help. Of course, I become the translator all the time. For example, even my family, some of them do not speak English. He will insist, please translate for me. So this is because he considered this is a kind of responsibility that he in relation to people. So mu'amalah, we said, yeah. So his life is his job, his lifetime job is helping people. Problem is not only psychology problem, marital relationship, marriage. People want to get married, will find him, and then he will find them wife or husband. Yeah, this is his job as well. Yeah, and then helping when it comes to family. Yeah, I remember there is one story, not with the family, but his friend. I think I must tell you this story. I feel I'm very moving. I was moved so much with this, the way he treats his friend. His friend is Sudanese. This guy, he's the same age, in the same class. And this guy was sick for few years. So when he knew, Professor Malik knew that his friend was sick, So he asked his children, what happened to your father? So they told him, and then he visited them when he went to Sudan. He talked to them, to the whole family, and then the family was at last successfully brought his father to Malaysia under the influence of Malik Badri. He said, because he was sick and he could not talk and he could not walk, this man. But according to the diagnosis of Malik, this man, he can talk, he can walk. After I will treat him until I will make him. He has a lot of money. He's a rich man, this guy. So he's been treated for a few months. Yeah, every day. Just imagine. He's very busy. He has so many things to do. He will visit. He will stay with him from 8 until 10 o'clock every day. Every day. So mashallah. So I said to him, mashallah, you are really very special man, very very dear to your friend. And then then he said, what else I can do for him in order to make him happy? Yeah. So he struggled very hard in order to make this friend happy. So this is among the stories that I can relate to you. Relating to friends, relating to students, relating to family. Maybe with family, we have 12 children from 2 years old until 15 years old. So all of them listen to him. All of them love him so much to the extent that every time when he want to have breakfast, they surrounded him. So, and he will feed one by one, but particularly the younger one, he will feed with the thing that he eat, the cheese, particularly slices cheese. So he will eat, he will before he eat, he will feed them first. So all of them love them so much. They call him grandfather, cute grandfather, very cute grandfather. So, so this is his family, and a lot of stories. He's surrounded by children of very young age, because he share his stories, not only stories, anecdotes, and things that he did. For example, when he was young, he unconsciously killed the cat. He sleep. The cat came and sleep under his leg, and then by accident he killed the cat in the morning. So this kind of stories he told the children, the grandchildren, again and again, and they laugh him, even if they heard from him many times, they still not tired from hearing. So the relationship is very close, and jokes, evergreen jokes, never miss jokes. Now we've missed a lot of these things. No more stories, no more jokes, and other things that he will do with a family, like he did with his students. He will ask, "What is your dreams last night?" This is his question in the morning. What is your dreams? And then, of course, they love to tell the great grandfather about their dreams. And then from that, he will teach, or indirectly. He never call them, come here, you come to me here to teach Islam. No, he will very indirect, very informal. But the message, mashallah, came across. This is one of his wisdom and his unique character or personality when dealing with people. Yeah. I promised just now to speak about a little bit about his spirituality. His what do you call, his direction of psychology is to struggle or to make sure that people spiritually are motivated. So spiritual motivation become his objective or his main actually direction in his approach of his patient students or other groups. Yeah. So with this background, he has background, of course, Sufi background, I can say, true Sufi, inshallah, because people, when we speak about Sufi, they will say, of course, there are other Sufi group who are really pseudo Sufi. So, inshallah, he's of course he, and inshallah, he has a very close relationship. I think what make him become having so beautiful personality and beautiful character because of his Sufi training. Yeah. So, and from that, he depart from his own spiritual activity. He used this in his dealing or in his teaching or in his treatment of his patient. Yeah. So because he stressed so much on inner dimension of Islam, as we say, the aspect of spirituality. In fact, spirituality today become very popular. Everywhere people speak about spirituality, even secular humanists and postmodernists speak spirituality as well, though their kind of spirituality, of course, far away from Islam. But when they speak about spirituality in education, secular humanists speak about spirituality in mental health, they come and they contribute in articles and writing books and conference about that. So people might confuse. Yeah. So so this is of course a different issue, but people who we speak about spirituality today, particularly in relation to psychology, in dealing with mental health, I think people must be careful about this. We have to differentiate between people who use spirituality without religiosity, because this kind of trend, though there are many, but it is detrimental to the treatment of mental health. Yeah. I would say that I witnessed his spirituality, his level of spirituality, he applied concept of ihsan in all kind of ibadah. Of course, ibadah at the vertical level with Allah, and ibadah at the horizontal level. He applied all aspects of ihsan. Yani he reached very high level of spirituality in dealing with all aspects of ibadah. And of course, his struggle. Dr. Hanan mentioned many times jihad, of intellectual jihad. People speak a lot about that, but I would stress here his struggle of spiritual jihadun nafsi with haqqa jihadi, with the real struggle. When I read Surah Al-Tawbah, when I find this ayah, wajahidu fillahi haqqa jihadi, I remember Professor Malik Badri. This is the way he struggled with his spirituality, the way he climbed the ladder of spirituality. From, I know him since he was 60 years old until he's almost 90. Never stopped, not even a day he missed. His struggle, haqqa jihadi. So really very, very, mashallah, may Allah bless him. Yeah. So constantly with istiqamah, that's why you can see in him, you can see he doesn't claim that he's humble. He doesn't claim that he is sincere, and he doesn't claim that he's human, but you can see from his relationship with people, he is ikhlas, he is selfless, he is humane, and he is zahid. He is zahid. Zahid here is like Al-Ghazali interpret the concept of zahid or zuhud. Zahid as a person. which is very so many misinterpretation of Zahid or Zuhud. I could see in Professor Malik's personality, he truly practiced Zahid. He is Zahid because he practiced through Zuhud. The world doesn't control him. The world is not in his heart, but the world in his hand. So this is the concept of Zuhud that practiced by Professor Malik, and I witnessed this. Alhamdulillah. His Allah side, of course, wisdom and a lot of spiritual insight you can see. For example, when he speak about contemplation, of course, contemplation, he developed concept of contemplation from Ibn Qayyim, metacognitive discipline he developed, and through zikr, through contemplation. To him, zikr and contemplation is two sides of the same coin. You cannot have contemplation only without zikr. So zikr and contemplation comes together. That's how he developed kind of approach, his spiritual cognitive therapy, in order to deal with emotion or emotional problem or psychological problem. And through spiritual cognitive therapy, in order to transform a human behavior. This is his way. And this is very, very spiritual. And then this is his practice. And he himself practiced this. I have seen all the time him on his left hand, all the time he put a rubber band. This is related to the treatment of cognitive. I mean, any negative thinking, he will pull the rubber band to hit himself. Or if he has no rubber band, he will bite his tongue. Whenever any negative thought come to him, then he will do that. Then from time to time, I ask him, do you have negative feelings toward me? When you do that, so it's astaghfirullah azim, astaghfirullah azim. I just joke, I just try to, because I want to know why he did that. Yeah. So this is like a story. It's nothing academic. I'm not in position to say something academic, but just story. Yeah. So I will say here the things that. One more point that I want to stress, why he stressed so much. He believed the solution of human problem is because of spiritual issue, because of lack of connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's how people develop problem today, including mental health. So that's why he's really stressed, emphasized on spirituality is spirituality is the cure or the remedy for problem faced by human being. And the real mu'min is the one who loves Allah above everything. So if you are close to Allah, you love Allah. So this is the whole thing. This is the that maybe can solve our problem, daily problem, or small problem or big problem. Yeah. So he stressed on the activity of the soul, which I like to mention a little bit about contemplation and zikr that he practiced. He will, of course, I mean, his personal discipline. He's a person who have very integrated and holistic personality. That's how I see it. In the sense that he will, for example, he speak about zikir as a solution of problem, or zikir and contemplation in relation to his approach in treating patient. So he himself practiced this zikir. He never go to bed until he finished thousand of zikr. thousands, not hundred, thousand of salawat. He will never miss a Quran even a day. And read a book of the companion of Prophet and awliya of Allah before he go to sleep. That's why he sleep very, very late. Yeah, so, and he has to make up in the morning, of course. Yeah. So this is his discipline, self-discipline. Istiqamah. If he, for example, he will forget his tasbih, sibha, at so serious. I mean, to make or try to make effort very seriously to be closer to Allah, because he believe the closer to Allah, the closer to Allah you become, the more benefit you have and for yourself in this world and the hereafter. That's why he preached, or he at least he shared with his students on this concept. Yeah. So I think, and the one more point I would like to say is about tadabbur, because you have zikir, you have contemplation, and he practiced tadabbur because before this, I think today I had discussion on zikir and contemplation. This zikir and contemplation is a very important mechanism to change human behavior, and he did that. He did that in his life, particularly after he found this Al-Balkhi's book that speak a lot about cognitive behavioral therapy. So he really he took it seriously and practiced to himself, and he disseminated in his effort in Islamic psychology. Yeah. So tadabbur is related to when you have zikir, you have contemplation, you have all this, and then you have to decide yourself to follow or to take meaning out of it, yeah, and to live with it. Yeah. So this are like a package. Yeah. You cannot just say tafakkur and then you don't you just zikir, you just make tafakkur, but you don't do zikir in the real sense of the word. Yeah, because zikir has very broad meaning. It's not only zikir by tongue, but zikir by memory, zikir by physical, zikir by heart. So this zikir in the true sense of the word must start with tafakkur. Yeah. And then when you have tafakkur, you have when you have tazakkur, the higher level of the zikr, and then you go to the tadabbur state. Yeah, that's how you change your behavior. I think I should have stopped here. Yeah, I believe that contribution done by the team, by organization, inshallah, going to be very great contribution to Islamic psychology, and of course, by so doing, you continue legacy of Professor Malik Badri in specific, and also this great or this group, your group or organization. I think I'm optimistic. You have the ability to solve mental health problem, the problem of the ummah as a whole. Because when you speak about problem of the ummah, I'm coming from Islamic studies. I know, for example, now today we have a lot of problem, mental health problem and other problem, but we are not equipped with skills. We don't have skills in order to deal. Who else we can put hope other than other than the group of most those who know or those who are in doing Islamic psychology. Yeah, and I believe that if you have little bit knowledge of psychology, you can work for Islam better in dealing with diversity issue, in dealing with extremism, in dealing with that. So we need Islamic psychology. Islamic psychology is by nature should be interdisciplinary. Discipline once discipline by itself, but it is interdisciplinary. Let us pray Professor Malik, inshallah, being granted Jannah with the Salihat and the Shuhada, inshallah. And also I pray that this Islamic psychology as organization will do a lot of amal salih, inshallah. And let us hope and pray that we are all gathered in the day of akhirah, in Yawmil Akhirah. We are all gathered together, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam, Dr. Fatima. Jazakallah khairan for your du'ats, your words of encouragement and the words of wisdom and the personal stories shared about Professor Malik Badri. I can see when I was looking at people's videos, people were just mesmerized, and wanting to know more and smiling, as your recollection of your experiences with Professor Malik. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise his ranks, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for continuing also to further his message and talk about his life. SubhanAllah, just like we talk about the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we're here, in the last few days talking about the life of a great Islamic psychologist, Baba Malik Badri, and how he touched our lives. And and I know that over the past few days, the academics and scholars have not only talked about his professionalism, but also their personal relationships with Professor Malik. And I think, that's often missed when people are talking about, great people. Our interpersonal relationships have been nothing but positive with Professor Malik. So I hope that we can all continue with that legacy. But, if we look at our organization in terms of Iamp, I am very thankful that it took his leadership and his stance, to hand it over, to new executives who could continue to further Islamic psychology. But that doesn't come, without the support of the great scholars and the great works and of the speakers over the last few days. And I'm going to ask them to also talk for a few minutes before we officially close. I'd firstly like to invite one of the ongoing, consistent sponsors of Iamp. Ever since I've been around, with Iamp since 2004 at the second conference in Sudan onwards, IIIT have always supported and sponsored Islamic psychology programs. And we have with us Professor Habib Chosen from IIIT. So if you can please unmute and talk for a few minutes and share with us some commentary before we close. We're also going to hear from Professor Rahmatullah Khan, who's also here, and Professor Diran as well, Professor Rasul, and also Professor Bagas. I think it's important we hear and share a few words before we make our thanks and close up. I know in Australia it's almost 1 a.m. You're all luckier, it's earlier time everywhere else. So if Professor Habib can unmute and share his words of wisdom.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahil ala alladhi khalaqa fasawwa walladhi qaddara fahada alladhi jalal falah liman tazakka wa dhakara asma rabbih fasalla Allahumma salli wa sallim ala hadha nabil Mustafa wa man ittabal huda amma ba'd. Kam yus'iduni an aquma fi ilqa'il kulaimah ikhtitaman li hadha nadwah li hadhihi nadwah ad-dawliyah qamat biha Iamp, International Association of Islamic Psychologists. So bismi yani Triple IT Al-Mahad Al-Alami di Tafkir Al-Islami Ragibtu fi an aquma yani takdiran alhamdulillah hadi an-najah al-bahiri as a participants of this international conference jointly organized by Iamp and the Association of Muslim International Association of Muslim Psychologists, and also with the Refill Knowledge, the Kuliah of Refill Knowledge, and also with the Indonesian Association of Islamic Psychologists, and all of the international speakers. On behalf of Triple IT, I would like to express my sincere thanks and gratitude and my highest appreciation to all of the organizers, Professor Hanandover, Dr. Bagus, Dr. Emmy, Dr. Diana, and some sisters who has been working tirelessly to make it happen. Alhamdulillah, we learned a lot, and I'm very happy to see again some of the old friends, sisters and brothers. Dr. Bashir, Dr. From UK, we have Professor Rashid Skinner. Alhamdulillah. And we have Sister Rania Awad, and certainly our beloved Sister Dr. Fatimah Abdullah. Ahlan wa sahlan. It's indeed a great pleasure to hear from you. And also some speakers, Dr. Sulaiman, and also Dr. Hussein, Alhamdulillah Akbar, insyaAllah. And as it has been mentioned by most of the speakers, that, and also it's very clearly mentioned by Dr. Fatimah Abdullah, that the jihad, what they call the scientific jihad, and the jihad of the spiritual jihad done by Dr. Malik Badri is a great legacy to us. And also, I heard some of the speakers mention, and I am very happy to confirm that the Maqasidic, Sharia is become very, the fundamental. What has been mentioned by Dr. Bagus and also Dr. Emmy, that the Islamic psychologies of Dr. Malik Badri is very Maqasidic. I like this, and I would like also to suggest that we will continue this way of developing the Islamic psychology based on the Maqasidu Sharia. And I'm happy here to mention that the Iamp, the International Association of Muslim Psychologists, has been very not only helpful, but it's become one of the in the front line of the Islamization of knowledge, because integration of knowledge and then the Islamization of curriculum, Islamization of education, and also textbook writing. Yeah, textbook writing is among the main program of IT. I would like to mention here that Iamp, and in Indonesia we have API, Association of Muslim Psychologists. They are in the front line. The COVID-19, our problem of COVID is not only health problem, physical health problem. It's becoming a new trend of the psychological health, mental health. It's very, very important, especially in the urban centers, yeah, where the life is not easy. So the resilience, the psychological resilience, and also well-being is becoming important. So what would be the, what you call the suggestion, yeah, from the Islamic psychologist to deal with this new Omicron, especially in the area of mental health and well-being, and also in the psychological resilience. So I would like again to express my sincere thanks and gratitude to all of the speakers, where we can learn each other, and we come to the new challenge on the textbook writings, but also on the research. We encourage the research on the integration of knowledge and also textbook writing, where we can learn from each other, we can share. This Professor Bagus has written some books, and I think he's doing also research. Yeah? I think he's doing new research. And thank you to all of the sisters, Sister Olga, Sister Iriani, and some of them has visited me. Professor Rashid Skinner has visited my home with Dr. Bagus. Thank you very much. And thanks, my highest appreciation to all of the speakers, to all of the participants. Allah yubarik fikum jami'an. Aqulu qali hadha, astaghfirullah li wa lakum. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan for more words of wisdom, and inshallah IIIT continues to support us further. Our objectives, research and work within Iamp to bring it to the Ummah, inshallah. Professor Rasul, is he around? If he can unmute and say a few words. Professor Rasul Hussain. Okay, he's still online, but maybe
No.
Oh, you are? Okay, excellent.
I'm trying to mute myself, and
Okay.
it just hard for some reason. Okay, right, you can see me as well, hopefully. Can you?
Yes, now you're coming up, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. It's the internet anyway, the Indian Ocean internet, I think. Anyway, it's a bit cyclonic around here, so it might be. Anyways, assalamu alaikum everybody. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa salatu wa salam rasul kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man istana bi sunnati yawmiddin. Anyway, thank you for inviting me anyway to the conference, and also I'm still, because, there was so much to learn, and there's a lot of things I didn't know, honestly, a lot of things I took notes because I didn't realize that, the late Professor Badri, may Allah give him Jordan Fidos, contribute to all these areas, I thought, God, I need to look into it. But, it was just, there were a lot of pearls there and gems, and I take away a lot of things, honestly, for myself, because I think, but I don't want what you did, everybody, I don't want to thank him, by doing it is fake anyway. But, it's just like I like to, the organization, for one another. Whether you do it in a monograph, whether you do it in a set of information that came out the last 4 days, which I've never been to a conference where there were not only about the new material, but also, it was very creative, and also there was diversity. We didn't, all of us, we didn't see each other notes, but we never duplicate. There was no duplication of content giving us that favor. I think, we have to be grateful to that. So that's one thing, is that I think we need to, try to get it published. Secondly, the journal, I think we need to build it up, and also, and get student. Now, we get students doing courses and things like that. We need to get them to contribute as well. Even in book review, I always teach people, listen, don't write article first. The first thing you do, teach. I started like that. I started by book review. In fact, I sent a book review, somebody said, no, we don't accept it. We don't accept, unsolicited, what the word was, So this is how I started with book review. When you move from book review, then you can go on. While on top of the book review and research, unlike the IIT in Indonesia, maybe they could make a special fund, for the association, in terms of research, in terms of scholarship, or grant. I know they give grant in different countries, grant for book writing, for article writing, for research as well. Small grant, not big grant anyway. And I think that would be a good incentive anyway, for our, what I call, our, transforming agent. I think in business management, they use that word anyway. Where, I'm old now, but I think what we have to think about, people coming afterwards, they have to take the mantle. There's a rich legacy, like Islam has a rich legacy, in Islamic psychology. Oh, wow. Islamic side has got a rich legacy. So we need, like I said that many times, I think, Hanan, like this word is like, we need to produce knowledge. We need not to be consumers of knowledge. We're still very passive. I always ask people, do you go to a library? How many books have you read? Most nowadays people gone worse. People have gone very passive. I always tell the hadith that, this companion used to go for months to get one hadith, and Allah, if you seek knowledge, Allah opened the door of Jannah for you. But seeking knowledge is not passive. It's not based on PowerPoint. It's not, do you see what I mean? We need to read, but also we need to contribute. We need to, there's a lot of good, the thing is there's a lot of good practice going on all over the world, but we don't know about it. That's the problem. Good practice in Islamic psychology or psychotherapy. So, this is my last word, in fact. So hopefully, inshallah, look forward to the 8th conference, inshallah, in the near future. May Allah bless you all. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I enjoyed, and I look forward to read all this material in some printed form, inshallah. Barakallah fikum.
Wa iyaakum. Jazakallah khairan, Professor Rasul. Inshallah, like I said in my opening presentation a few days ago, that the 8th conference is when we all meet together. There is something special about, meeting people face to face, especially in the era of COVID, where we're a bit more isolated and probably Zoom fatigued as well. So inshallah, the next conference, may Allah open the doors for us, and we meet in person. Also, what I do know is that, I know shortly one of the things that Iamp plans to do is to consult and invite people to take on senior positions at Iamp, so we can have more diversity. So inshallah, we'll be contacting a few people so that we can bring that diversity and that forward thinking to the organization, because Professor Malik Badri, he set the platform. You had some now young drivers since 2016. We need to bring back the senior people, who carry Islamic psychology as a trust, and we need to ensure that we take on board their wisdoms and we travel alone, inshallah. If he can unmute and say a few words, please. Professor Darin from Turkey.
Professor Sulaiman Darin.
I think Prof. Rahmatullah.
Professor Rahmatullah, okay. Is he here? Is he? If you can unmute yourself, inshallah, and bless us and with a few words and inspiration, inshallah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, actually, maybe just a few words, since I know there's quite a number of us may want to say something. I think what happened was we look at the legacy of Prof. Malik, we noticed that he bring us all together. See, that's one very important thing, and he never give up. I guess that's what the take-home message should be, that he never give up. I remember last time when, my age with him is 20 years different. He's senior by 20 years. So, and in Malaysia, we normally retire at 55, 56, like that. So last time I mentioned to him, I said, Prof, my retirement age is already coming. He said, no, brother, you shouldn't retire. You look at me. I'm still working. How can you retire? So I think this is one thing that I'll never forget. I'll never forget. And, sometimes we are, we feel that we are too small to carry the work, but he will make us feel that we can do it, you see. And he always pushes us, you see. So I think this is very important, actually, to, maybe we can emulate that. I don't know whether we can do, but we have to try and emulate that, bring everyone together, various ages, because to him, he never consider your age. Actually, he just like what you said, remember? He see a young person, he can see the, the potential in you, and then he will bring it up. And as a result of that, actually, we will follow it, we will do it, you see. So I think this is very, important for us. And, if you see for the last few decades, he has led us to this, it's quite a big thing already now, Islamic psychology. When we first started, in 1966 and all that, very difficult. And then at those days, even when we want to talk about Islamic psychology, we are very scared to talk. But he is there, he keep on going, he hammering and all that. And as a result of that, we become brave. We are, able to voice out. So I think this is what we should, carry on this legacy. So I would like to also thank the others, Prof. Habib, miss you also. We have been going there for a number of times, but this COVID has, stopped us from, but I guess through this online, we can still continue and maybe do more, because this will reduce the time constraint in terms of traveling and all that, inshallah. So I think with that word, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan, Professor Rahmatullah Khan. And I still remember the photo that you sent me of Professor Malik Badri. I think it was few months or a year before his passing, when he asked you to send you a photo of both of you to me. I really do cherish that photo. Jazakallah khairan. Professor Bagus, I mean, you're the president. Is there, some lasting thoughts you would like to share, inshallah?
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah, asyhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. I just want to say thank you for all of you. I would like to express my very deep gratitude, and also to the late Professor Malik Badri, bless him with Jannah, and Dr. Fatima. I always touched with your stories. I am far away from that character, and I wish I could be like that. And also Pak Habib, Professor Rosso, Prof. Rahmatullah Khan is here today, and also all other speakers. I feel that all of you really have a deep connection with Prof. Malik Badri. So when we didn't contact you, long enough, but all of you decided to join this in a short time. So it shows that you really connected to Prof. Malik Badri. So Prof. Malik Badri really is a magnet for all of us to gather here. And inshallah, for the future, our next steps, we will continue this legacy. We will write books, articles, and publish journals and books, inshallah. And inshallah, we also developing programs on Islamic psychology anywhere we can. Like we already have in Australia and also in UK. Prof. Skinner and Dr. Rothman also have that program. And in Pakistan, of course, Prof. Rasul already have that program also. And inshallah, we will continue. And I have a dream that I would be able to establish a psychology department with the Islamic psychology curriculum in Indonesia, inshallah. May may Allah help us, and I can see it gradually come to reality, because I met some people who are interested in it, and inshallah, we can do that. And also, it would be great if you can study undergraduate in Indonesia and then the graduate in Australia in Islamic psychology. It would be very nice. So inshallah, we will continue this legacy. Thank you for everybody, and also Sister Diana, who organized all of this with all the students. And I hope all the students will continue our endeavor in Islamic psychology. So after you graduate, please.
Maybe the committee can turn the video.
Can what? Video. Okay. So I am with Dr. Amy here. So she's so I hope the students will share this spirit and also continue developing Islamic psychology when they become a scholar in the future. Thank you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Jazakallah khairan, Dr. Bagus. And in carrying Professor Malik Badri's legacy, you sort of beat me to it, Dr. Bagus. I wanted the final person to speak is the conference organizer, because one of the things that Professor Malik always did was always made space for females and women. I'm not trying to be a feminist, but a good one, good Muslim one. And that's one of the things internationally, sometimes we're not given the space to be who we truly are and excel. But Professor Malik Badri always didn't discriminate or distinguish between male and female. He always wanted to put everyone's foot forward. And the last 4 days of this conference, has been the foresight, the dedication of Dr. Diana, who's the secretary of the International Association of Muslim Psychologists. You've seen her chair sessions. She's presented as well. She's coordinated her students. It's a monstrous effort to put this together. And like Professor Rusul said, the diversity of the speakers has been instrumental in inshallah making this conference a success. So I think that she needs to say a few words as in the formal closing, inshallah, her efforts, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward her. So Sister Diana, you can show everybody. Come on.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Sister Hanan. And
1979.
This 4 days is like really great. Yeah, like we feel like Prof. Malik spirits is here among us, and I was like in my experience in trying to organizing this, I was very surprised with the response from all of speakers. They like respond me very warmly, like, oh really, oh this oh you remind me that it's already 1 year. Oh sister, I really want to join your conference, something like that. So that's really reward, the reward that we receive, and it is very nice to bring everyone together. So we do hope that this conference will charge our spirit, and also we have a pile of collection from the speakers. We will inshallah make it as a video, and also we are preparing students to do the transcript. So we do hope that after this we will have writing in the writing form and also in the video form. So then the next generation will be able to understand the essence of what Prof. Malik Badri draw for us as a blueprint, like what Prof. Rashid Skinner said. Malik Badri making blueprint, and we need to continue then. And I also feel like so many things that I need to learn. Even Dr. Hisham from Morocco, he just sent me a message. Sister, I feel embarrassed as the only one speaker that speak Arabic in your conference. And then I said, he said, now I'm starting my English lesson. And I feel like I also feel embarrassed when last year you invited me to Morocco in the online conference, and I'm the only person who speaks English in the forum, and I'm starting my advanced Arabic lesson now. And then we should be like Prof. Malik Badri, be able to speak English and Arabic. That's maybe also the key that we need to learn, so then we can digging from the Arabic resources, which is amazing. Thank you very much for everyone for supporting this conference and for making this conference happen. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sister. On that note, if there's any speakers who have been given presentations over the last 4 days and you're in the room, here's your final opportunity to say a few words. Otherwise, we will formally close up, but it wouldn't be proper to close up without a dua. I don't know who's been nominated to say the dua for the conference. If we don't have someone saying the dua, I will just invite the president to do those honors, inshallah. But if there are speakers who have been speaking over the last few days in the main sessions, if you'd like to say a few things, please come forward. Otherwise, Professor Bagus will...
Two-person rising hand.
okay.
Dr.
Okay.
Bibijan and Isma.
Okay.
Fatima.
Okay. We have Sister Asma Fatima. Can you please give a brief few words?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya wal Mursaleen. I have no idea how to express gratitude towards everyone, all the distinguished speakers since the day one. Each one of you has taken a special place in my heart, and that I'm here. My name is Asana. I did not speak. I did not give a presentation, but I have been here since day one, and I'm a student of psychology, pursuing graduation, also a seeker of ilm at ISIP. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you all success in every aspect of your life and hereafter too. I'm obliged to be here, and please, I please you all the great speakers to please make dua in my for me that I be one of them who take the legacy of our Murabbi, who wants the budding Muslim psychologist, and subhanallah. I didn't know that he's no more with us when I initially learned psychology. I didn't know that he's no more with us, and when I tried to find more about him, when I tried to read a biography of our Murabbi, I just saw that he's no more, and that was literally an emotional moment for me. And I really wish that I would have met him, but min janillah, that couldn't be possible. But bi'iznillah, this is a moment where I could witness all of you who have met him. So this is really something very touchy for me, and I'm so blessed to be here. And Dr. Malik Badri to me was so much like my grandfather. He looks so similar to my grandfather. So I don't know why. I really feel so much. I have no words to express. I just pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him the greatest, highest rank in Jannah and enlighten his grave and make us one of them, and who continues his legacy. Jazakumullahu khairan kaseera for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Jazakallah khairan, sister. Sister Bibi, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I share the sentiment of Sister Ithmas just now, Sister Fatima, because I am so blessed to be with all of you, and the 4 days have been very, very enriching experience for me and also my colleagues in Singapore. I have Professor Rasul, my teacher, when I learned a lot of things from him in Al-Balagh University. Professor Habib, I attended the Triple IT program. Now I have established very strong professional relationship with Professor Bagus and Dr. Diana and Professor Rahmatullah. And I tell you, this program, the 4 days, is comparable to any international conference that I've attended, organized by the Americans, by any team. So I'm very proud. Alhamdulillah, I'm already signed up as a member, and inshallah, I am a practitioner of Islamic psychology. I met Dr. Professor Malik way back in 1990s when he was invited by Singapore, Mendaki and Muiz to give a talk, and I was one of the pioneers receiving a 2 days training from him. That's all. I want to go to Istanbul for the international seminar, the first inaugural conference, but my husband was very sick and he actually passed away. So I think, Alhamdulillah, this opportunity is wonderful, and I can only thank Allah SWT and thank every one of you, and I learned so much from every one of you. Thank you, Professor Rasul, Professor Rahmatullah, Dr. Bagus, everyone, Professor Habib. May Allah bless all of us. Ameen.
Jazakallah khairan, sister. Thank you very much. Professor Rasul, you've been nominated to be the person, the esteemed person to give us the final dua. So we will kindly await, inshallah.
No, I don't think I'm the right person anyway. Please, can you just, can the president do it? He does it better than me, please. I'd like to say one thing beforehand. Just, I forgot to mention it very quickly. Just will take a few seconds. Just that, you know, somebody is doing a PhD on the contribution of Malik Badri to Islamic psychology. Okay, I've heard it a couple of days ago. Anyway, so that's a great you know, achievement. Anyway. Okay, Dr. Riono, please. You're the president. You're older than me.
Brother Aziz is raising hand.
Aziz raising
Okay.
hand.
Okay. So we'll have
Aziz from Russia.
Yeah. If you give me the chance, it will be good. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. First of all, for me, I'm a student also, and I'm from Russia, St. Petersburg. I want to say that it will very deep for me. I'm a little bit nervous, and my English is not so good, you know, and I'm trying to do my best. It was very good to see all of you, because I thought before that it will be very hard, and there is no chance, you know, to see all of you. For example, Professor Hussein Rasul and Bagus Riano. I heard your names, but I thought that it will be hard to connect with you. It's a first. Secondly, I want to say thank you very much for this opportunity to be with you, and that this conference was free for the student. As me as a student, it's a very, how to say, I don't know, it's very good. And I want to invite all of you in Russia to our city, St. Petersburg, to see our culture, our psychologists, and I want to ask Allah to give you entrance in the Firdaus for all of you, for all of participants, and that's all. Thank you very much. Sorry for my English.
Jazakallah khairan. Your English is actually very good. Yeah, so, you know, please, your English is actually excellent. Yeah, so, and you know, I think that inshallah would like to see you present at the 8th International Association of Muslim Psychologists Conference. Now, behind the scenes, there's been a bit more talk on who should be giving this dua. So, Professor Habib, you're the next one in line. So, can you please, if we can close the conference with the dua? I'm going to rely on Triple IT here. Yeah, so that we can finish off with one of our greatest supporters, inshallah.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Hamdan shakirin, hamdan na'imin, hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan, hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karim ya azmi sultani. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi. Allahumma la tada' fi istima'ina hadha Iamp istima'an la yughadiru saqaman. Allahumma la tada' fi maqamina hadha dhanban illa ghafartah wa la 'aiban la satartah wa la maridan la safaitah wa la dainan illa qadaitah wa la haman illa farastah wa la hajatan min hawaiji dunya wal akhirah illa qadaitah ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan wasi'an halalan tayyiban mubarakan. Allahumma inni a'udzubika min ilmin la yanfa' wa min qalbin la yakhsha wa min nafsin la tashba' wa min da'watin la yustajabu biha ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar wa qina adzabannar wa tawaffana ma'al abrar wa adkhilnal jannata ma'al abrar. Ya Aziz, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun alal mursalin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Jazakallah khairan. I will end the conference, inshallah, by thanking all the supporters, all the presenters of the last 4 days, all the volunteers, the organizers of the conference. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bring us closer to serve his deen and to further the journey towards the application and understanding of Islamic psychology, inshallah. May you benefit from the knowledge over the last 4 days. And Jazakallah khairan on behalf of the International Association of Muslim Psychologists as a Vice President and the Jihadi Psychologist, as Professor Badri referred to me. Wassalamu alaikum.
Waalaikum salam. Bye.
Professor Hussein Rasul, can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Oh, thank you very much.
Who's speaking? Sorry, who is speaking?
It's Brother Aziz from Russia, Prof.
Okay. Yeah, yes. Okay. I mean, thank you very much, because you speak very well. I understood you, and thank you for the first time I heard somebody from Russia. Well, no, I heard somebody else, Dr. Olga, but it was nice to hear from you anyway. Okay, please. Question.
Yeah. She's my mentor. Olga Paulo is my mentor, and I'm staying in her association. But I want to ask you, can I connect you by email, for example, to speak or to solve any questions? Sometimes I'm writing articles, or I don't have anybody who can how to say
help you. Okay. No, yeah, okay, please, you can do. I'll help you, inshallah. Anyway, can I just write my address there, or can somebody give it, pass it on, or something like that? How do we do it? What's the quickest way?
Enter up in the chat, Zoom chat.
Professor,
Okay.
can write in the IAMP members in WhatsApp, and then we can forward.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just put my address. I just put my. Don't know whether everybody can see it. That's a problem. My. Let me read it to everybody. No, I can't. I wrote in the chat box, but could you? I can't see you anyway. I don't think where you going. What's the name of it? Adnan? No, Aziz. Can you do you belong to the WhatsApp group of the association? Yeah. Well, you can. I would leave my phone number, and also leave my email there, inshallah. Okay.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
That's it.
Maybe we will see in IMP seminars. Sister Gianna states she's going to make a series of seminars.
Inshallah, we have a lot of candidates.
With different speakers every now and then, inshallah.
Yeah. I think nobody wants to leave here. We still have 6 people.
Okay. I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Waalaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Thank you, Professor.
Sister Hanan is not with us anymore, is she?
She's already.
Because Sister Hanan is already 2 p.m.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Pak Habib matur nuwun sangat.
Iya, matur nuwun Pak Habib.
Habib sudah ikut dari awal sampai akhir, Masya Allah, luar biasa.
Masya Allah Pak Habib.
Saya mewakili Pak Bagus berdoa.
Iya, betul. Untung ada Pak Habib.
Pak Habib, sehat-sehat Pak Habib.
Iya,
sehat-sehat Pak Habib.
Kita saling mendoakan.
Amin.
Kalau ngaturi pinara, kalau pas tindak.
Ya, insya Allah. Insya
Pak
Allah
Hamid,
nih.
buku-buku Prof. Malik Badri yang dipostingkan itu kagungan kopinya kah?
Ada sepertinya, ada semua. Cuma ya ada.
Sekiranya kami silaturahim ke
Monggo.
Insya Allah nanti saya rembuk dengan teman-teman.